I go on my own tirades, of course.
Well, being knowledgeable, perhaps, but good God.
So,
Thank you for the sub, Mighty
forget
American.
everything you know about how your life quite works.
Guys, I'm sorry for that. I actually crashed out there for a second.
Amazing. The psychic assault was so much that Achilles crashed.
It's
So-
a psychic assault, not a technological
Gotta
assault.
get that thing off.
Alarian, I know you've been within it many times due to your travels. But what do you know of the warp?
It's a source of foul things, demons, and chaos, but that's it.
I see you know those names already. I don't need to educate you on that front just yet. The warp is more than just that. I'm a very learned person, and I hope it shows. The warp has more to do with minds, your very being. Everyone who has a soul is represented within the warp. You, I, these astropaths, even demons. And within that space is where all of these interact. Now, to harden yourself in regards to this space, you need to make your mind a fortress. On our next attempts, I want to think of your mind as a fortress, rather literally, in fact. Thought holds power and meaning. So I want you to try again.
I think I follow what you're saying.
Don't just think you follow, know that you follow.
Do or do not. There is no tribe.
God damn it.
I mean, it's pretty much what you're saying. Oh, I have a question after this.
She leans down, picks up the handkerchief again, giving you a few seconds to attempt to steal yourself once more before she drops it. What is Ilarion thinking of right now?
Damn, that's a
These
good
nuts.
question. Hell, that is a good question.
Bro, she told you what to think of.
Castle. Well, yeah, in the... How I would describe it personally would probably be as... In terms of fortresses, yes, and formulating defense patterns and strategies.
All right. In doing so, you again feel the minds of those around you start to press inward. Roll me a willpower check, this time normally.
Oh.
It's all right.
That's worse than the last one.
No, it's actually better
5 point.
because last one was minus 20.
The last... Yeah, I know, but the last one I rolled was
Yeah,
big.
that's fair.
Would you like to fade it?
No, I can't. It's a -2.
So, well, you can fade to re-roll.
Nah. I've got a 40 base. That's not a good chance.
All right, sure.
No balls.
It takes longer this time as your mind formulates ways around it. And you can even kind of feel these defenses being fallen into. It's strange how physical yet not real these thought patterns are. And as you begin to falter once more, the entirety of your defenses crack. And you go to your knees once more. A valid attempt, Ilarion. but we will need to try more tomorrow. For now, we're going to go into regards of other such teachings. So, demons, and indeed the warp overall, is patterned and filled out by all thoughts from those with souls. You do have a signature within it, so do I. Some are stronger than others. These signatures coalesce together to form those unsightly beings you call demons. In order to combat the demon, we need to combat them at their source. Ecstasy, perfection, sickness, rage, and even just thinking of itself can lead to these thought forms coming. Do you understand, Ilarion?
I follow, yes. Combat them at the source. Cut the head off.
Good. Very soon, you are going to encounter one of these. And I want you to fight it off.
Mentally or physically?
Both, Ilarion. If you could pick up your gun.
It's on a sling, so I always have it.
All right. If you could move outside of the circle, please, Ilarion.
Take a few steps out of the circle. Getting in a stance, rifle at the ready.
You see her pick up a book from her side that had been slung over her, and she begins to open it. On the cover are symbols that you know to be dealing with chaos, which is somewhat unsettling to you. And she begins to speak in a tongue that you cannot understand, but you feel there's an inherent wrongness to it. And you can see that the astropathic choir around you begins chanting in a somewhat similar manner. Before you can see some sort of rip in the air in front of you.
Well, there goes
Something-
the safety.
Something begins coming through before suddenly it closes, and you can see in front of you a rather tall being. It has leathery wings, and it has the face of that, kind of like a dragon in a sense. Sharp claws, and it stands in a hunched but bipedal stance. Very large claws. And you can see it begin to yell as it tries to exit the circle, but it can't seem to move that well. Afterwards, the Inquisitor stops speaking. Ilarion, this is our subject for today. Shall you feel brave enough, step into the circle. It will attempt to assault you, mentally and physically. And you're to defend yourself from it. Am I understood?
That you are, Inquisitor. I shall do. I step into the circle.
Rather immediately after you step in, the creature begins to charge you. And you can feel it. It's almost losing its physicality as you can feel something begin to etch into your mind. First of all, I need you to roll me a willpower test plus 10.
5.
Would you like to reroll that?
Yeah, I kind of want to.
It's a coin flip. There you go.
You succeed. You can feel this thing try to burrow its way into your head, into your very soul, your being. But you manage to keep it away as you raise your rifle towards it. Go ahead and roll to hit. Or at least roll to shoot it if you want to. or choose
Yeah.
what else you want to do.
This thing is getting focused down, so,
I'd say it's in point blank for you.
Thanks
I
for the
even have
follow,
to-
my American.
that's a fuckload of damage. 3 plus 4, 4 hits.
So all 3 of your shots hit in your burst.
Add half BS modifier to ranged weapon damage. Like, give me a second. Four hits.
Thanks.
Alright, that should do it. As your rifle burns through the air, you can feel almost a sense of ease as the shots burrow into it. It doesn't seem to feel pain, but it still lurches after you, and finally on the last shot, you bring your rifle up and to its skull, blowing out its head, and in just a moment, the entire thing disappears in a fire that seems not as if it's there in the first place.
And on reflex, I'm just gonna bring the side of my rifle up and see the lights displaying ammunition.
Very good, Alarian. We're gonna have to continue more tomorrow, but I feel you are steeling yourself quite well. Do you have any questions?
Well, yes. What type of daemon was that?
That was a fury. I would be able to say its name again, however, uttering such things is not usually conducive to a good time.
Name. What do you mean by that, besides what we call it?
I will tell you more next time you come here on what importance a name has. However, I want you to rest and think on what has happened here tonight. It took a lot of preparation to even get this short period in. Is there any other questions that you have? Are there any other questions that you have, rather?
What other activities may we do besides this one?
Well, we will be studying more into sanctification and, indeed, destruction of these creatures.
I see. And, well, with the new position in the training, with my current equipment, I assume there will be changes to it.
There will be changes, yes. Once you go back to the quartermaster, your changes will be made apparent.
Right.
However, I will need to ask you one thing. If you could stay here for a while longer, your weapon. You have already spilt demon blood with it. However, we need to finish our terms with it to make it a little bit, what is it?
Effective?
Yes, in combating these creatures. If you could step with me, please.
I see. And I fall in line.
All right. I'm going to leave that little bit off there. Basically, she's going to go through the process of a rather lengthy ritual of sanctifying your weapon. And this is to rather explain how you're getting such things. After it's finished, the light seems to appear less red at the end, but more of a bright white. And even when fired, such bright white fires as well. A rather permanent effect to your weapon.
Ah.
You can go ahead and add your different aptitudes and other what have yous, Alarian, as you are now a stormtrooper. Inquisitorial stormtrooper.
What? Okay.
Inquisitorial agent.
Yep.
There we go. But I was already a stormtrooper.
Well,
Now
you're
you're a
stormtrooper now.
super stormtrooper.
You're a heretical.
Don't make me re.
Inquisitor.
But stormtroopers can't hit anything.
Allow me to explain. Allow me to read some. Never mind.
Someone understands my terrible joke.
It gave me cancer.
That's yeah.
So, I'll leave it to you, Achilles.
Alright, so here's where we're going to bring the conclusion of tonight's session. Astartes, as you make your way down to the hangar bay. Oh wait, no, sorry. Were you going up to the command deck or the hangar bay?
I was going
Command deck.
Ty
I think it was
going command deck.
both.
Well, this becomes a little bit more complicated, but that's okay. It's
If
okay.
you want to make it easier,
No,
I can.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I got it. I got it.
Got
I
it.
got this.
I got this.
Flip.
Anywho,
So,
Dad's got.
I got this shit on lockdown.
Does
Alright.
indeed, Mom.
Oh, fucking damn it. Alright, Tiger. You make your way up to the command deck. You tap your code. You type your code into the bridge door. It opens for you. You see as the two honor guard that guard the door look your direction, but do nothing to deter your advance. As you see the Primarch staring at the hollow table that has the rotating image of the planet, there we go, on it, as well as a number of different fleet maneuvers that are taking place. You notice that the large icon in the center that represents the Emperor's endowment in a standard gravity orbit above the planet, and you see as you see as a battle barge flanked by a pair of light cruisers, and then a small host of smaller vessels, frigates, corvettes, things of that nature, all take up their position around the flagship and begin to kind of encircle the planet. The battle barge just stays off the starboard side of the flagship, close enough to where small orbital vessels can travel to and from. Without even looking in your direction, Reclusiarch, what brings you to the bridge?
Lord Brahmak, I see the third phalanx has arrived.
Indeed, Reclusiarch.
I believe they will be sending the commander down here as a, you know, to some pleasantry.
There's much planning that needs to be done, Reclusiarch. Octavian is here to help facilitate that. If you wish to make a formal request to rejoin your phalanx, it is your purview, if you wish. I still have need for you in other worlds.
Now that you get to the topic of rejoining my third phalanx, I do not wish to, you know, leave our current objective. I know how important it is to you. But should, after Octavian is here and you begin planning, I'm sure nobody would miss the Reclusiarch, who's already made sure that his duties are in order. Visit the third phalanx fleet aboard the Unrelenting Fury and make sure everything is in order, so to say.
Yes, Reclusiarch. You and the Chief Apothecary can go visit your brethren. In fact, some of them are coming aboard as we speak. He points to a small-ish little shuttle that is making its way to the Emperor's Endowment right now.
Glad to hear, Lord Primarch.
Indeed. I would ask for that host and you and Balkan to stay aboard the Empress Endowment for a while, at least. There are many
How
things that-
long?
at least the next couple of days. I can sense that there are a number of different factors that are in play right now, and I believe having you close by will help resolve some issues, should we say.
If you say so, Primarch. Then, if there are no other matters to be discussed, maybe I shall go meet them in the hangar, or at least halfway through.
Very well. You hear as this vox clicks to another channel. Inquisitor Hatuni, this is Primarch Achilles. I have need of you aboard the bridge at your earliest convenience.
Yes, Primarch, I'm just cleaning up after something.
Understandable. With that, as you make your way down to the bridge, or excuse me, down from the bridge to the hangar, a Thunderhawk, right? Thunderbird or Thunderhawk? I can never remember that.
Hawk, I believe.
Yeah, I think
So-
it's Thunderhawk.
Valerian, before you leave, she does tell you one thing. That anything that happened in there stays with only him.
I can.
Don't want the
I
Primarch to
can
know that you're doing warpy things aboard his flagship, do you? Knowing his deep-seated hatred for all things warpy related.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
fine. He's just in denial. We all know he's a psyker.
I mean, all Primarchs
His
are
entire
psychers.
legion psychers, please.
Excuse me, that's heresy.
Well,
They're
if
all
we're
psychers
Crusader,
in denial.
We all know that much.
Who told you?
All Primarchs are psychers in some sort of way.
I was talking to Reclusiarch. What are you talking about?
No
Anyway,
one's talking about any psychers. Not aboard this ship.
go ahead,
I'm so
Hatuni.
good.
She does head over afterwards, however, having finished her studying with Valerian. And indeed the ritual to sanctify his weapon.
We'll quickly get done with the meeting in the hangar then. So, as the Thunderhawk begins to set down and open its gang ramp, you see I guess you could call it the horizontal crest of your second in command, Captain Octavian. He disembarks, flanked to his left and right by other members of the Third Phalanx. Members such as is it Master of the Forge? No. Is it Master of the Forge for chapters? Nah, whatever. The Tech Marine, Axilius, and of course the fondly remembered Brother Sergeant Crisis, whatever. As they
Crises.
disembark, crises. Excuse me. As they disembark, they look to you. Reclusiarch! It's been many a moon since we last saw each other.
This is Octavian, right?
This is Octavian addressing you.
Brother, how is the Third Phalanx? I'm assured it has not fallen in disrepair since I left.
Hardly at all, Reclusiarch. They stand ever ready for your order. And how is our father?
He is waiting in the bridge. Why don't you see so for yourself? We're on our way there, in fact.
Of course. Brother Apothecary, how goes it with you?
It has been, well, I kind of point off my arm and leg. As you can see, it has been poor decisions recently, but I'm reflecting on it. I'm glad to see that you look to be in good shape.
Well, the heretics upon Octerus were hardly worth the fight. But, glory for the Legion, of course.
Yes, has my apothecarium been kept in good shape by Skylax?
Skylax maintains the apothecary as we speak. He, is ever anxious to make sure that you get back and everything is in order as soon as you get there.
He has always been one to worry. Nothing new.
Axilius takes a step forward. I'm almost wondering why this did not take sooner, Apothecary. It was only a matter of time until so many millennia that you would actually get bionics finally installed. And how are you liking them?
You have known my hatred for the desecration of the Emperor's making of the flesh, but with these new implants, I can only put good word towards your views.
Whenever you have the time, I'd like to take a look at them, make sure that they're in working order.
Of course, I couldn't ask for anyone better to keep these in repair.
Very well. Brothers, we need to make sure that we don't keep our father waiting for too long. You know how he gets whenever there are things that need to be done according to a plan.
I agree. I can't wait for it to be someone else that he can take his sour mood off on, you know?
Reclusiak, at your lead, of course. Please, tell us of the mighty battles that you have waged in our father's name. As you guys begin walking.
As they walk away, I get the feeling that the apothecary would realize something very interesting about the Reclusiarch. That the Reclusiarch is sweating profusely under his armor. Because we all know how well the last fight went.
Oh, yeah. Well, would you want to speak for the Taga about your... And this is going to be somewhat hidden in the wordings of a very almost undetectable amount of sarcasm of your glorious accomplishments.
I'm sorry, who was that to?
That was the tiger.
Ah.
Would you like to tell them of your glorious accomplishments, Ecclesiot?
I hate to say this.
Gotcha.
He's asking about how has war been since working with the Primarch.
Oh. Well, Octavian, sadly to say that it's been a bit dull. Sadly, I may have lost the bet unless it was just as dull for you, but it seems that the Primarch has decided to ally with an Inquisitor for some matter regarding the inspection of this hive city. They even put me with a guardsman squad of all things.
A guardsman squad? Where's the glory in that?
Yes, Octavian, it's quite dishonorable to think that we are being twiddled in the thumbs of a lower mortal.
The skills are being wasted in the guardsman squad, if you ask me.
And you say that you are under the command of an Inquisitor?
I would not use the word command. We are simply allowing them to suggest courses of action, but
is there any hint to the underlying schemes that our Primarch has taken?
I am not one to understand what the Primarch schemes behind closed doors, but as you know, I've left most of the commanding to you even when I was in charge of the battle.
Of course, spiritual leadership is just as important as tactical leadership. You and the chaplaincy have always made that quite apparent.
Do you remember the battle on Galaxia, where our line was the only one that had not fought, even broken, even when the other flanks had been pushed in?
Even when we used the bodies of the enemy as a form of a wall? Ha! I love that one!
When they brought out the heavy weapons, we had to stack them 3 bodies thick just to stop the bullets.
Ah, those were glorious days.
Yes,
those walls were great.
It's quite interesting.
Yes, I'm sure we'll see those soon enough, but just not today. However, you have heard of what's going on today, have you not?
I, in fact, have not. What is happening today? We were just ordered back to, well, or ordered to Orbita Primaris as an idea that the next phase of the Crusade was to take place here.
If
The other
you have
members
not
of
seen already,
the fourth and fifth phalanx are already on their way here. Sixth and seventh still maintain their positions around other planets, finishing up their duties there.
the fourth phalanx as well. You may be pushing out as sooner than I thought. Either way, it seems that, I'll tell you this before we get to the command center, just so you know. But apparently in our discoveries, the hive contains a mutagenic that has been spreading through the upper and lower hives, creating mutants. And our brothers, as we walk past them in the hangar, have been getting ready to deploy.
Mutants, you say? Have you battled
Yes,
these mutants
disgusting.
before?
Yes, we actually have battled it on our way up here.
It's these damn mutants which took my arm and my leg.
Crisis then speaks up. Are they big? Are they mighty? Are they glorious? Reclusia, tell me!
Calm yourself, you'll be able to see glory in battle soon enough. Most of them are decently sized, but there are a few that tower even above us.
Ha ha ha! By the throne! Ah, a war truly worthy of our skill.
If you wish to slay one of these before the last cannons can put them in their sights, you better hurry.
Well then, we better make our way up to the bridge then. And then, Octavian speaks up. Yes. I believe the Primarch has given us a truly glorious battle to take part in.
I'm looking forward to it, brothers.
The four of you make your way, or excuse me, the five of you, I can't count. The five of you finally make your way upon the bridge. Before you stands the Primarch speaking literally down to the Inquisitor. You can just barely overhear their conversation as you make your way upon. Inquisitor, it has been made known to me that you are seeking a vessel.
Yes, I am, and it's coming as some trouble, given the fact that not many are very willing.
I see. Well, I may have that solution. What for a vessel do you seek?
Well, I'm looking for either a light cruiser or escort class ship so that I can make my way over towards the planet of
Ragadon.
Ragadon. Yeah, I was just looking for the name. Planet of
Yeah,
Ragadon
I've already
for
made a
more
map for it.
investigations there. It's gone dark, you see.
Ragadon, that's the Forge World. Am I correct?
That would be correct.
Forge Worlds do not fall easily.
No,
have
their
your
denizens
sources-
usually are a lot more hardy than that.
What have your sources told you about it prior to its fall? Was there any sort of anything that we could have had word from?
Aside from the archaeotech that they have there, I'm afraid there isn't too much information.
Very well. Reclusiarch, brother captain, is that you? As he turns around, of course it's you. Who else would it be? My sons, I know that I have just brought you here to Orbita to partake in the battle against the mutants. However, I believe there is even a greater battle on the horizon for you. Primarch, please, do not do this. No. It is out of necessity, my sons. A Forge World has gone dark. I do not have to tell you about the worth of the Mechanicus to the Crusade. Do I? And he
I believe it's
looks-
not worth sending your entire crusade in that direction.
Not my entire Crusade.
One ship will suffice for us.
Tiger, you are to take your flagship, the Inquisitor, and the inquisitorial squad that she has formed. Investigate the happenings upon this Forge World. Destroy anything that's there.
The flagship. How many of the failings do you wish to divert to this Forge World?
Just yours. If it is indeed something that can overtake the Mechanicus, then it must be a mighty foe indeed, correct? Have you ever seen a tech priest fall any more easily than a Astartes? Shield brother, of course.
At times, yes, but I believe that is beside the point.
We will
They do
send...
very wildly.
Indeed. However, a Forge World, if we can bring it under Imperial compliance and have the Mechanicus owe us a favor, can be quite useful. Especially since Orbita is already having a number of other failings diverted just directly to this planet. Your failings is one that I can trust, Reclusiarch, brother captain. And of course, at least under the direction of the Inquisitor here, we can at least get to the bottom. If not, make your way back here. It should only take roughly a couple months' time warp travel. Barely a drop in the bucket in this whole span of this crusade. However, if it is indeed much worse than simply communications going out, then, Reclusiarch, brother captain, you will have your battle brothers there to assist you. The remainder of your escort can stay here, under my command, and under the command of the second phalanx. Ajax will be more than capable of commanding them.
As a forewarning, you do know that our flagship is less equipped to hold the Guardsman and Inquisitor quarters.
They will make do.
I hope they will find
My comfort is
there.
not their comfort is not my concern. Their presence is. Once they get down to the planet, they can find quarters for themselves or whatever. It doesn't really matter. They're Guardsmen. They will adapt.
Very well, Primarch. We shall depart to this Forge World and miss out on this battle.
Inquisitor,
Anyway.
does it speak with your approval?
Yes, I suppose it does. Though I still think that it's a strange use of resources to send an entire phalanx over with us.
More or less, it is a precautionary measure.
We will also need...
I would send a single frigate, however, I don't think that they would have the facilities to be able to mount a large-scale offensive if it comes down to it. If it's something that's truly capable of blacking out a Forge World, I don't want to leave anything up to chance.
Also request a few platoons of guardsmen if that's alright.
Troop carriers will be provided.
Only what fits in the ship is what I'm intending.
Very well. I would recommend communicating with the Regimental Sergeant Major if he is sober enough to understand. He should be able to provide the platoons that you require necessary.
I'm sure he'll sign the paper with looking at it.
If he doesn't, then just break his hand and then force his hand. Should still work.
Those were fighting words. Oh,
That's great.
Hey, that's
It probably won't go that far.
Very well. At the very least, I just want to make sure that this Forge World feels like they owe us something. If Archaeotech is as powerful as it is rumored, then all the better for us.
I'm sure they could prove useful assets.
thoughts exactly. Very well. Brother Captain, Reclusiarch, Inquisitor, you have your leave, and your ship. You may depart whenever you feel necessary.
Inquisitor, make your squad ready. We're moving to the hangar bay immediately.
Are you sure to go so immediately?
If they are not ready within the hour, then they are not ready.
I need to have multiple platoons prepared.
If you're going to be going with us, Inquisitor, you better get used to the speed.
Dadgummit, they're actually acting like Space Marines now.
It
I
sounds
request
like,
2 days.
It sounds like my sons are a little ready to get back to their begotten home, Inquisitor. Legionnaires, if you feel it necessary, you may return back to your ship. Just please send a transport for the guardsmen.
2
You've-
platoons worth? We can do that.
The strange thing is that you can almost hear a smile in his voice, modulated voice, mind you, as he says this.
I'm gonna hate every second of this, and I'm assuming the Octavius is as well.
Octavius is
Octavian.
he. Octavius, or excuse me, Octavian.
Octavian.
Yeah, Octavian is Octavian. He is seething with rage at the fact that he has been brought to a battle and then immediately taken away from it. But he is nothing if not loyal. And though he may not understand the Primarch's seeming lunacy at this order, he knows that he has to follow them regardless.
The Inquisitor, reading the room a bit, looks to them and states, "If you wish to leave so soon and not even take part in at least one battle here, then that is fine by me, and I'll have everyone prepared within the hour. But if you give me a day or two, you can participate in some of the battles down there, and then everyone's going to be prepared and we can be on our way."
Both of us are immediately gonna look at Achilles.
Please, Dad.
We're gonna look at him,
Yeah.
wondering if his promise will actually come true. Is it is it true, Father? If we give them time, will we be able to participate in 1 or 2 battles before moving out?
He turns around. Excuse me, he turns around. My sons, would I ever stop you from assisting in a battle if you can do it?
Me and Octavian and probably everyone else, I don't know if you can decide for yourself. We're gonna look at each other, and through our helmets we all know we all have shit-eating greens. It's time for war.
Go. It's okay.
You have your 2 days, we say as we get out the room.
I knew how I could get my time to prepare.
That was clever. I'm impressed. You have your
I'm
2 days,
sure
Inquisitor.
that they are going to appreciate it.
If you need more
I'll be
time,
sending right forth for all the men. I'm sure they're going to be quite happy to be away from the mutant-infested hellhole that is down there.
Oh, that's until they realize what is actually on the Forge World. And where it is. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the one called Keith is actually afraid of heights, I believe.
I'm sure he'll get used to it.
I don't know. I don't remember other names.
Come again?
I don't remember who it was. One of them is afraid of heights. You'll probably figure it out.
It'll be pretty easy once we get there. Anyway,
Of course.
Primarch, I'll see you in due time.
Have fun with the Mechanicus. As he turns back and he looks at this. Fucking mutants.
And with that, she leaves the bridge to, of course, go and request a few platoons be brought back and refitted to go on the Space Marines vessel.
The orbital landers are hereby requisitioned, and it will take approximately 2 days. You have a feeling that if you need more then the second Phalanx would be more than glad to accommodate.
Just take a week. Make sure we got everything.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I need a week to prepare now, and they're like, shit, I get to fight more.
So, we'll end it there, with everybody getting what they want.
Wow, happy
By
ending.
some freaking
Happy
miracle.
ending, guys.
We're all gonna die next session.
Oh no! It's gonna take at least a month to get to the Forge world, or it may take yesterday. Who knows?
Yeah, your ship could have already arrived back here.
Time paradox.
The flagship comes into view and it's like burnt and almost destroyed. Hey, wait!
Hang on.
We gotta go figure out what happened over there, guys.
You know what?
I can't snipe in a ship.
You
Chat.
actually can. These are very big ships.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, chat.
Bye, chat.
Bye, chat. Hope you guys
Bye,
had fun.
Bye, Chad.